Kibaki anahangaishwa kwa sababu ya advisors. Kama mimi nikiwa Moi, mimi baba yenu, mimi siwezi kufikiri kwamba watu hao wote wananipenda. Nitakuwa mjinga.
So one thing that President Moi ensured is that however much the respect was coming out to be shown to him, he made sure that the fear that people had on him, like people fearing him, was very heavier than the respect that people were giving him. So that is actually what is being said in one of the 48 laws of power. You know, if you want to ensure that you succeed in every agenda that you bring on board as a powerful leader, okay, where powerful can be subjected to a lot of interpretations, you must ensure that you are feared. Don't go for respect. Make sure that you are feared. So you could be tempted to think of what is happening right now with William Ruto.
Nikiweka tu Biblia Tuesday chini, mimi na wao. Kama kuna mtu hapa, kama kuna mtu anajua cartel ni ndugu yako ama rafiki yako, fikishia yeye habari mapema.
As a matter of fact, they always try to remind us that you guys, you know, William Ruto is a student of Moi's politics. So, like father, like son. So if we are to see a future where William Ruto will be feared more than the way he is respected, then we will be agreeing with the statement that he is really Moi's student. So in this case, I'm also beginning to think that whatever William Ruto is doing, how he is bringing out policy measures, how he is taking initiatives in the country, how he is dealing with the dissenting voices, how he is coming out to be against the promises that he made, this man is developing a realm where he's going to operate and people fear him more than the way they will be respecting him. Because respect will come when you can honor what you promise to the people. Respect will come when you can take or hold people with high esteem, the citizens, with high esteem and attach value on them. But in this case, it is appearing that as we are moving every day forward within Ruto's tenure, we are seeing that fear is developing. Fear is steadfastly developing. Now, if you go to Ruto's camp itself, would you say that there are people who are feeling the heat but they cannot speak? There are. In fact, there's this time when leaders of Mount Kenya went to the grassroots, the likes of this former water CS, how do we call her, who is now in the lands ministry. Okay, I'll remember the name. So there's this time when they were meeting the people at the grassroots level, and people started to give a dissenting opinions or just to rebel. And they were telling the people that please, even at the State House level, when we go to the State House, please, whatever we are being told there, we don't agree with them. So when we come to you and we tell you what we are supposed to tell you, please bear with us. That's the Alice Wahome. You remember the time when the people, the Gema community were complaining about water, and it finally ended up that the voice of the people called on William Ruto so heavily that he had just to go and initiate the projects. In fact, it took 5 days tour in the Mount Kenya region. So sometimes the people who are in the dining table with William Ruto are being fearful of him. You know, some policies are being spearheaded, but they are very fearful on how they can approach people. That is the reason why they tend not now to resonate with the ground. They do not even want to go to the ground. In fact, if there is a statement that they are supposed to make, you will find that most of them are making those statements within the national realm. So they're just at the State House, or maybe they find themselves in a given function or event where the national figures are. That is where they will try to make those statements, because they cannot go down to the people. So that is kind of a fear that has been developed even by the lieutenants of William Ruto himself. Now, another way that William Ruto is going to ensure that he's feared is the way he is handling these dockets or these positions. For very many times, we have always talked about how William Ruto is bringing his cronies, okay, to make sure that he has a system, to make sure that he creates a system of his own, a system that will sustain him, a system that will heed to his voice and to his call every time he makes a statement. For instance, you talk of how is he going to sustain his reign. If he wants to go for 2 terms, he must make sure that he develops a system. So developing this system will make him also to be feared, because everything that he will dictate will be followed to the latter. If he's supposed to give orders, will be followed to the latter. If he's supposed to give directives that are not even precedented in the eyes of the public, it will still be followed to the latter. We were talking about why William Ruto is making incessant visits to the foreign nation, yet in our nation we are struggling. We have been talking of why is he trying to appear an angel to the outsiders, yet with us we are feeling the heat. And every promise that is coming up with, we are not being assured. We don't have the utmost certainty that this man is going to fulfill. And when they come out, the likes of Rigiji are saying, if you don't want William Ruto to go out, you better, jinyonga. Something like that, as serious as that. And he's saying, it is up to you, just continue making noise, but we know with us we are continuing to what we are continuing. So it is kind of fear that is being developed. And this is going to bring in a platform where William Ruto might end up being a man like Moi. So most of the times, the respect shall have died completely, but he will be ruling within the context of a feared government, a feared master. So even now that we are going to have his party, and the affiliates folding up, it is going to be fearful for these affiliates to deny his grievance, to deny the order for them to fold their parties. So William Ruto is turning out to be a president that perhaps time will show us the end. Although in the Bible they always say the end of a matter is always good or better than the beginning of a matter. But I think in this case, may God really help us, because if we are not careful, we might end up worse than we started.